card here, lightweight title fight, 2 fights where you have a potential torch passing between Shogun and Gustafsson and BJ Penn and Rory McDonald. I mean, talk about this card. It's unbelievable.
It's an awesome card, and I'm just thrilled that the thing stayed together. Nobody got hurt, and I agree. And I think, you know, first fight of the night is, you know, Swick and
Brown.
Yeah, Matt Brown. And you know that's going to be fireworks. And then the second fight of the night, I mean, BJ Penn and Rory McDonald, people are so fired up. They're fired up for this fight. I mean, they were going at each other today at the press conference, and I'm just really excited to see what happens in that fight.
Gustafsson and Shogun is a beautiful fight because you have a guy that was once the UFC light heavyweight champion of the world against a guy that's up and coming who's going to try and stall, bypass, and try and get close to John Jones. I mean, this is an exceptional fight. It's the co-main event, but of course in Canada they're thinking Rory and BJ should have been the co-main event. Did you ever look at this and say, we got to flip these fights?
No, there's no way. You know, this is the fight. This is going to be a big fight for Rory McDonald. He's going to prove, you know, if he walks through BJ Penn, because BJ is motivated, he's in great shape. Mentally, he's in the right place. This is a big fight for him. But the Shogun is a war machine, man. Shogun has been beating everybody in these sick fights, and I think that, you know, the winner of this fight gets a title shot. You know, BJ and Rory aren't in a position to where the winner of this fight goes for the title. So no, this deserves to be the co-main event.
My days of picking against any Diaz brothers long gone. I mean, every time you try and pick against Nate Diaz, he destroys opponents. The same thing with Nick, but this is a tough fight in Ben Henderson, the best 155-pound fighter in the world. I've narrowed it down as best I can to the leg kicks and the wrestling, but anything can happen. How do you see this fight potentially unfolding?
You're absolutely right. I mean, every time, look at Nate Diaz's last few fights, he's looked phenomenal. He looks better every time he comes out. I didn't think he was going to beat Donald Cerrone, and he destroyed Donald Cerrone. You can never count Nate Diaz out. He just keeps getting better and better and better. And the style of the Diaz brothers is just so tough to deal with. But I do agree with you. If Ben Henderson has a game plan, that game plan would have to be leg kicks, because you saw in the Cerrone fight that Nate took a lot of damage to the legs.
One final question, Canadian related, obviously. Anything happening with the March show? Apparently it was supposed to be the Bell Center. It was apparently taken off the table. Is an event going to happen in Montreal? And of course, I took a lot of heat about George St. Pierre. I said he could potentially one day fight Nick Diaz ahead of Silva, ahead of Johnny Hendricks. That's a call that you make. Any updates on Canadian shows and on George St. Pierre?
Yeah, we want to go back to the Bell Center. We'll see how this whole thing plays out. We're still working on our schedule for next year. And after George St. Pierre took some time off, he came back to us and said, I have unfinished business with Nick Diaz, and that's the fight that I want.